Hello and welcome to today's Talk Lancashire. We'd love to hear from you, so tweet us at Talk Lancashire or email the studio on talk@thatslancashire.com. Later on in the show we'll have our Oscars special, but firstly I'm delighted to be welcoming one of Lancashire's most recent heroes to the studio. As I'm sure you're aware, the North West hit the headlines late last year due to the devastation Storm Desmond wreaked across Cumbria in particular. A relief effort involving hundreds of people, ranging from mountain rescue teams to players from Carlisle United, took place. But it's one local group in particular who were praised for their efforts. The Al-Imdaad Foundation, an Islamic charity from Blackburn, was dispatched to Cumbria amid further flood warnings. The charity soon went viral on social media after several national newspapers highlighted the great work of the volunteers, many of whom took time off work to help flood victims. Now, I'm delighted to be joined on the sofa right now by a representative of the foundation, Abdussamad. Yeah, and you are the country director.
I am
I
indeed.
Right? Well, welcome.
Thank you very much.
To the studio. I'm absolutely delighted that you are here. I feel very fortunate that you're here, and I've got so much that I want to talk to you about. But firstly, the foundation that we mentioned at the beginning, it is kind of local, isn't it? There's a fraction of it that's actually down the road.
It is indeed. It is indeed. First of all, thank you to yourselves for inviting us, and it's a pleasure to be here. Yes, the organisation is a local charity from Blackburn, just down the road from here, and it's an organisation that's making a difference around the world, an international disaster relief organisation. And in the UK, we're 5 years old at the moment.
So quite a new charity, really.
Absolutely.
5 years
yeah,
is, you know.
Just 5 years, but
But
people...
the impact's been pretty massive in that time.
Absolutely. People think we've been here for like 10 years or so. But the organisation itself is from South Africa. It's 13 years old. That's where it started off. That's our head office. Currently we have 7 international offices around the world. So wherever there's a disaster, the teams can dispatch and get the relief work done instantly. And we're currently operating in 70 countries around the world.
Sorry, 70?
70 countries.
That is massive. That is literally, you know, relief on a global scale, isn't it?
It is.
So how did you come to be involved in the charity then?
Okay, so...
Are you from Blackburn?
I was born and bred in
Born
Blackburn.
and bred in Blackburn.
Yeah, I studied in Blackburn. I've been working since I was 16. And when the organisation was registered in the UK, I was voluntarily helping the organisation as much as I could. And when I saw the difference it were making around the world and the smiles it was bringing to orphans and widows, I thought to myself, this is something that I'd love to be part of on a permanent basis. So after 2 years of voluntary work, I was offered a position at the organisation, and currently I've been given the title of country director. So the UK office is basically what I'm looking after at the moment.
The whole of the UK office?
Yeah.
Not a small task there.
Yeah, and I'm quite honoured, and it's a privilege for me to be part of this organisation.
Absolutely. I mean, I can well imagine that because of we're going to talk about it, but the viral nature of things, you know, quite a lot of the media is picking up on the amazing work that you are doing. But I just want to go to the point of, you are an Islamic charity, but there's an amazing quote on the website that you provide humanitarian services in crisis and non-crisis situations to basically the most needy people, and that's irrespective of race, religion, culture and geographical boundaries. I think that's wonderful. Could you explain that in a little more detail to me?
Yeah, the organisation, yes, it's driven by our faith, and you know, the teachings of our religion is what makes us want to help people. Quite simple. The quote from our final prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is the best of mankind are those who benefit mankind. And this is what drives us to do our work. So anyone who's in need, whether it's our neighbours in this country, or an elderly person who just wants their bags to be lifted, they're shopping, we're here to help. And this is what the organisation is all about. And even though it is an Islamic faith-based organisation, we basically help everyone.
Yeah,
We
and
don't-
that's really evident, isn't it? If you go on the website, you can just see, and there's a YouTube channel, isn't there, as well?
There is.
And you can just see so much evidence of the huge range of different kind of fractions of the UK and abroad that you have helped. I'm just thinking, what sprung to mind is a food bank in Blackburn. That's a really lovely video.
Yeah, the Food for Thought project is amazing. It's basically, it started off just 1.5 years ago, and every Sunday we provide hot meals to people in Lancashire who are in need. And I can tell you that people walk for over an hour just to come for these hot meals.
That is absolutely amazing that you managed to do that. And I can quite imagine, I mean, we've had quite a few charities on talking about, food in Lancashire and how it is an issue actually. So I can well imagine that people walk for an hour.
The international work continues. There is a disaster almost every other month if you look at it.
And we were just talking off camera about Fiji, weren't we? That's the most recent one, and the work that you're doing there. And I do want to talk about that in a little more detail. But I mean, it is inspiring stuff. But the reason I came to know about the charity was because you did go viral over the internet. There was an article that one of the broadsheet newspapers wrote about you, and it was shared all over Twitter, and it was basically talking about the work you were doing in Cumbria with the floods. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, basically, as soon as the floods hit Cumbria, our teams became aware, and we sat down. This was in the evening. We finished work at 5 o'clock, but I got the teams together after 9 o'clock saying there's floods in Cumbria, and we've got to go and help. So this is in the evening. We're making a plan. We're sitting down discussing, and we said, looking at our organisation, looking at our prophet, who inspires us in everything we do, what would he have done at a time like this? So what we decided to do is, let's go first thing in the morning and go and help them. So a team of us got together. We took some blankets, some sandwiches, and we said whatever help they require, whether it's clean up, whether it's rescuing them from their homes, let's just go and help. And as soon as we got there, the residents there first were in a bit of a shock as to who are these people and why have they come? Because many of these residents, unfortunately, have never come across a Muslim face-to-face. And unfortunately, whatever they see on the media tends to sort of brainwash them, or
portray a negative view, basically.
Exactly. So, they were quite distanced at first. But then we started talking, engaging, and we said, look, we've only come to help you. This is what we bought for you. And whatever help you need, our teams are here. And as soon as we said that, they started hugging us, and they wouldn't let go. So as soon as they got to know us a little, we became so close. Even today, after months, we still have a good relationship with the people of Cumbria. And we've been doing school assemblies with them, and they invite us, and it's amazing. The people of Cumbria are absolutely beautiful. They've got beautiful hearts. And initially, yes, they were apprehensive, but after they got to know us,
met you, basically.
And thereafter, for 10 days continuous, our teams were helping out in Cumbria, thereafter in Scotland, then in Whalley, in Billington. So we covered 14 locations within a few weeks. And in total, we had over 300 volunteers from across the UK who came to help.
Oh my goodness.
And the beauty was that even though it was Christmas time, it was holiday period, people made plans to go with their families. Soon as we sent the messages out saying that the people of Cumbria, our country, needs your help, everyone put their plans to one side and came to help. Yeah,
I read a report actually that one weekend an extra 60 people just, dropped what they were doing from your organisation and came up to Cumbria to help. And we've actually got a video that we're going to watch now that I think your foundation took of your time in Cumbria. So we will have a look at the amazing work that you did in a more visual,
fantastic,
in a visual form.
Fantastic.
Cockermouth, and as you can see, we handed out some members who have come from all across the UK, assisting with the clean-up operation. Absolutely fantastic effort. We've been here for hours and hours, and our teams are making a difference. And rest of the teams are in Keswick, in Carlisle, in Appleby, in Glenriddick. Fantastic work by the Al-Imdaad Foundation and the volunteers. Thank you very much.
أمي حياتي وجنتي، انت عيوني وبسمتي، حبك شعاع بموت.
So much bad publicity.
Yeah, with
it's
this.
It's nice to see you lads.
Yeah, we're trying our best, you know, with that one.
من حبك يسيل للقلب سعادة من الرضا، والكون عطره من شذاك، كلي على بعضي فداك، إن غبت سموني القتيل، كلي على بعضي فداك، إن غبت سموني القتيل، يا نبض قلبي والوجود، يا روح عمري يا الودود، يا أغلى من كل الحشود، المدح فيه حقك قليل، المدح فيه حقك قليل.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Now, we've run out of time, so we're going to go for a break. We'll see you in a couple of minutes. Bye. Welcome back to Talk Lancashire, where I'm joined on the sofa by Abdussamad Mulla, Country Director of the Al-Imdaad Foundation. Now, before the break, we were talking about the inspiring, amazing work that you were doing in Cumbria with the flood victims, and you were talking about how you've created this lovely relationship with the residents of Cumbria. I mentioned how you went viral, so you've got quite a lot of internet fame at the moment. But it's not a case of, you mentioned you were up there for, was it 14 different areas. Yeah. But it's not just the case, is it, of just going there, showing your face, handing some sandwiches out. There's a whole kind of clean-up operation that takes place as well, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. Initially the intention is just to go and help. The media coverage, whatever we received, is written to be, but that's not our intention.
No.
And with that, yes, initially it was just helping people, and then the clean-up operation that took some time, which thanks to our volunteers from around the country, we managed to get that sorted. And we were working with the army, the rescue services, and we were all just working together. And even in Scotland, it was the same thing as well. So wherever they needed help, our teams made sure that they were there. Many got their hands dirty. The weather was cold. Many didn't eat all day just to help people.
Really?
So, a lot of sacrifice was made.
Absolutely. I think we've got a video, again, of this clean-up operation that we are going to have a look at, because I think seeing it in a visual form kind of explains the extent of the work that you did. So let's take a look.
Fantastic.
I pray to God, my heart, soul and body, every single day of my life, with every breath I solemnly promise to try to live my life for you. Oh Allah, you did revive my soul and shone your light into my heart. So pleasing you is now my only goal. Oh, I love you so, I love you so, I love you so. Now I know how it's like to have your precious love in my life. Now I know how it feels to finally be at peace inside. I wish that everybody knew how amazing it feels to love you. I wish that everyone could see how your love has set me free and made me strong.
Viewers, here we are in Cockermouth distributing food, and we have Mike with us, who's one of the residents here. Mike wants to say a message to all you people out there.
Absolutely fantastic. This is, you know, everybody is overwhelmed by your support, where you came in at a time of need, and I think the lovely guys, all and girls as well. Obviously, you've got those. Fantastic.
You are the one who did revive my soul. You shone your light into my heart. So pleasing you is now.
This charity from Blackburn have been volunteering all week. Today they made house calls giving food to flood.
How's it going, lads?
Not too bad, pal.
Good, yeah?
Yeah.
Got sandwiches and water, yeah?
Yeah, you got your sandwiches and water. I just wanted to say thank you. Really appreciate it.
No problem. Anytime, we're here to help.
I'd just like to thank the Al-Imdaad Foundation for all the help they've given me over the last half hour clearing the mess from my house due to the floods.
Basically, at the minute, it's just groundwork where we just have to get everything out. Many hands can help. It makes light for light work anyway. So rebuilding, keep visiting Cumbria, keep coming to the lakes because they're the best people. It's very.
Now, I think I speak for most people that we're really inspired by what you did to help the flood victims, but like I've mentioned a few times, that is kind of one small aspect of the foundation and all the amazing work that it does. So I'd just like to spend a little bit of time talking about that. In particular, you mentioned to me before about the help that you're giving to the refugee crisis at the moment. I mean, it's never out of the media, is it? So can you talk to us a bit about how the foundation is actually helping refugees?
Yeah, it's a shame, to be honest, what's happening with the refugees. You know, having to leave your home, not to do with any of your problems because of internal war or political issues. You're having to leave your homes, your children. You go into a country where you've got nobody. And from Turkey, many are crossing over into Greece on small dinghy boats and risking their lives. You know, would we do that? It's a question we've got to ask ourselves. But just for safety, these people are having to do this. Now, the Al-Imdaad Foundation, what we're doing is in Europe, we're working in 6 different countries. Majority of the work is happening in Lesvos, Greece, where thanks to a family in Preston and Dubai, I must admit, they've contributed towards a mobile medical clinic which was over £50,000, and that is based in Lesvos, Greece. So these refugees coming over, soon as they come across and they need medical treatment, our mobile medical clinic is there first-hand helping them out.
That is fantastic, and thanks to a family in Preston. Well
done,
Preston.
And on top of that, on a daily basis, we're providing hot meals. I'll be going in the next few weeks to make sure the project is continuous and making sure that it's working fine, and to see what other help these people require. But, you know, when we're talking to these refugees, this is one story I want to share, is these people over 5 years ago had comfortable lives. They had everything. They had big houses, cars, you name it. One family were telling us we used to drink from glasses of gold and silver.
My goodness.
And today we're waiting for the next drop of water. We don't know where it's going to come from. So, you know, for us it's a lesson. Appreciate what you have. My mother, since I've been 9, 10, always used to tell me when I used to on the tap, don't waste water, don't waste water. And you know, today when I look at the situation around the world, I think my mum was right. You know, we've got to appreciate what we have. Let's not waste, because you know, God forbid, but if this was to happen to us, how would we cope? So you know, the refugee crisis is ongoing, and you know, we've got to pray for them. We've got to do as much as we can. Our support continues, but many refugees are now coming in the UK, and you may not be aware, but we're looking after over 20 refugee families in Lancashire.
That is the first I've heard of that. 20 in Lancashire.
20 in Lancashire. And with the Food for Thought programme, we actually supporting them with food vouchers. So what they've got to do is, we've got families from Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, Burma, Somalia, so different backgrounds, and these people have come into the UK. Now what we do is we do an interview process. They've got to fill out a form, we check the ID, we see what support they're getting from the government. Some of these aren't. So based on that, we make a decision, and we provide food vouchers on a monthly basis, which is helping them out. So we're basically saying, if you need help, we're here to help. So come to us, we'll try and help as much as we can. And sometimes some families need urgent medical treatment, and unfortunately they don't get the treatment that we do. So we try to help them with that as well. So you know, refugees not just in Europe or Syria, Lebanon, Turkey or Jordan, where we've got our own office, we're also looking after refugees in Lancashire as well.
That is absolutely amazing. And there are other projects within the UK that you're involved in, really diverse ones. Can you tell us a few of the different projects?
You see, it's important that we do charity work at home. There is a need here. No matter what people say, there's a big need here. We're working with the Christie's Hospital in Manchester.
Oh, I do know it, yeah.
And we provided chemotherapy pumps for that hospital, and this was inspired by a young lad in Blackburn who had cancer. His name was Umair, and this wanted to help more people suffering. So we're working with the hospital there. We support dementia patients in the UK.
Really?
Food parcels every week, as we mentioned, in Blackburn. And also there's a little girl called Inola in Blackburn. She's got a rare condition where she can't grow more than a metre. And we're trying to provide a mobile medical adapted vehicle specially for her. So it's quite a unique project.
I bet. And there's details of that on the website, aren't there?
Absolutely.
And there's also a donation line, isn't there? So if if people do want to get involved, that's a good way for them to, you know.
What I say to people is, before you give anything to us, always have a look at the work, look at our transparency, look at the videos. And the website, if anybody wants to visit, is www.alimdaad.co.uk. That's ALIMDAAD.co.uk. And our YouTube page is youtube.com/Al-Imdaad. All the links are on the website. And have a look at the work, see what we're doing. And you can then, if you want to give whatever. Whether you give a penny or a pound, give with sincerity, and we'll make sure that reaches the needy, because we are a hands-on organisation. And we want to make sure whatever is donated to us, we'll make sure it gets there as the donor requires. And that's the Al-Imdaad Foundation.
Fantastic. Now, we were talking off camera, because I do like to get a little bit of gossip from everyone that comes on the sofa, and you were talking about your regal correspondence. You actually have correspondence with the Queen of England, and tell us more.
We have received correspondence from Her Majesty, and the thing is, with us, we're quite a transparent organisation. Any work we do, we share with the government, with the Queen.
Fabulous.
And one thing about us is, wherever we work around the world, we represent the British flag. This is something people aren't aware of, but if you look at the videos, you'll see that. Because we are a British registered charity, it's important we make sure people know we are from the UK. People have donated in the UK. So on our uniforms, we've got the British flags everywhere. And when we come back, what we do is, the feedback that we've taken, we'll pass it on to the government to show them that this is a UK registered Muslim charity that's making a difference around the world. And thereafter, we do receive letters from the Queen, Prime Minister, etc. But you know, we've got a good relationship with them. and we hope that continues.
Amazing. Well, we could talk all day about the work of the foundation, but sadly we're out of time. But can I just say thank you so much for coming and joining us. I was inspired before I met you, but now I am doubly inspired by what you are doing. I feel very proud to come from Lancashire when I meet people such as yourself.
Thank you so much.
So thank you so much for sharing with us today.
No, thank you for having us.
Hopefully we'll see you again.
Yeah, hopefully.
But we'll see you guys in a few minutes. Bye.